Company of Heroes 3. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Bigger and better than ever, Company of Heroes 3 combines heart-pounding combat with deeper strategic choices in a stunning Mediterranean theatre of war. In Company of Heroes 3, every battle tells a story. What's yours? First up, guys, let's have a look at the graphical options. There's a sprinkling of the main things you would expect, but for £50, I would have liked a few more things to twiddle and tweak, but it is what it is. There's quite a few other options in the game where you can change sort of the scroll speed, which is essential because the default 100% panning speed is crazily fast with a keyboard, so you can slow that down. I've just actually found out that you can do that, so I haven't tested it yet. At least I'm honest. But the big problem with this game, for me, the numero uno problem, is the absolute garbage, and it is garbage, zoom. I mean, this is a war game. This is a strategic war game, and you can barely zoom out far enough to see a battle taking place. If you have a really big battle taking place over, say, a checkpoint, you literally can't see the whole battle because it doesn't zoom out far enough. It is just a totally limiting, pointless zoom. I don't even see the point of having a zoom that's so bad as this. Luckily, there is a mod that I downloaded today that someone has made that allows you to zoom way further out, and my goodness, look at the difference. Look at the difference. This is in a skirmish map. Look at the difference in the zooms between what the developers give you and what this mod gives you. It's night and day. It totally changes the game. But I've only had the mod for about an hour, so most of the footage you're going to see is without the mod. Now, the game has a campaign, which I haven't played. I've played it, well, I have. I've played a bit of it, but I haven't gone anywhere near into the campaign, simply because I've been playing skirmish all the time. I just wanted to see what the AI was like. I wanted to see what the differences are from the beta. I did quite a long video on this in the beta, and I don't see the point in going over the ground that I went over then. So I want to bring new stuff to the table that I didn't really mention in the beta. They've made a definite improvement on the graphics. They're still not fantastic. They're still a bit cartoony, but way better than they were in the beta. The tanks look a bit more rugged and battle worn now than they did when I played it in the beta. They all look like they came out of a car wash in the actual beta that I played. So that's a definite improvement. Sadly, the sound is still lousy compared to Company of Heroes 2 and 1. It's just not in the same league. I don't know why. It should be, but it just isn't. The sound is... Some of the explosions are quite meaty, and certainly the aircraft when they're doing a dive bombing run, they sound really cool. But the actual bullets, the gunfire, it just doesn't sound great, to be honest with you. You get a sprinkling of skirmish maps in this game, and you can play with... co-op against the AI, you can play single player against the AI, you can put AI on your team. You can do pretty much everything that you would want to do in single player with skirmish maps. There's a ton of gameplay for the single player enthusiast just in skirmish alone. I've played it for hours in skirmish. I really do enjoy the skirmish maps. When you're playing against the human, it tends to get very whack-a-mole. Because people are just rushing the points all the time and rushing around the map. It's about clicks per minute kind of thing. You're not going to get a deep, slow, strategic map. There's no real maps with choke points on at the minute, so you just get this big, open kind of diving all over the place, trying to secure different checkpoints. Because control points. The control points are vital in this game, and each one controls a different thing. For example, you have resources like fuel, and you need fuel to make vehicles. Stands to reason. So if you don't capture the fuel points, you're not going to be able to deploy your big armor, which is the game changer. So you need to get in there and get the fuel points really, really early, so that you're securing a lot of them resources coming into your base. So it is quite tactical. It's really good fun, to be honest. I'm really enjoying the skirmish. Like I said before, not so much the multiplayer. I'm not one of them clicks per minute guy. I just like the slow, immersive kind of battles, and you can get that up to a point with the AI in skirmish mode. And like I say, you can do it co-op as well, so it's all good in that respect. The campaign for me was, what I didn't like about the campaign is it puts you in situations and says, you must do this, you must take out that, you must go there. It's not like Command and Conquer where it puts you in a map with your sort of your base and says, right, you have to conquer the map. Now, I'm not saying there aren't missions like that, but what I'm saying is most of the missions that I've played in the campaign aren't like that. And I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I do like going from scratch to complete victory. Now, the thing is this is what I've kind of learned from Company, and I'm not a Company of Heroes player, by the way, but what I've kind of gleaned from this is if you're new to Company of Heroes like I am, then you're probably going to enjoy this. If you like skirmishes, and in fact, even the campaign, you might enjoy it, because it is quite a solid RTS game. However, if you come from Company of Heroes 2, and I have played Company of Heroes 2, if you watch my last video on Company of Heroes 3, I compared them side by side, then you're probably going to be a bit peed off, like, because you would expect Company of Heroes 3 to be better than Company of Heroes 1 and 2, and it just doesn't seem to be at all, and that's a huge shame. That's a kick in the balls, really, for seasoned players of Company of Heroes, and I kind of feel bad for them. But if you're new to it all, and you want a new game, well, why not? Company of Heroes 3 will definitely give you hours and hours of entertainment. It's got some good maps, it's got some good skirmishes, and if you're playing with your friends in co-op, then it's going to be a blast. So it is that. So there you go, guys. I'm going to thumb this up, but I'm going to thumb it up just, guys.